Hello and good evening. Keith is back, and we're here to talk about the third video in week 1 of AI 101, how AI affects your everyday life. Before we get started, keeping the trend going here, my Wounded Veteran Run jersey from 2014. Yes, I said 2014. We did that race for quite some years. So I encourage you all to find a local nonprofit that you want to spend your time and energy with and do that. All right, let's proceed. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. So AI and smartphones, I think that's pretty obvious. We all know it is there. AI in entertainment, working behind the scenes. AI in online shopping. AI in social media. We know it's there. AI in transportation and navigation, that one I believe you all have worked with as well. So a reminder, YouTube and LinkedIn, look for Agile Peak Performance or look for Keith Ward, that's me. You can always connect there. We have exclusive content. We talk to other folks. We do interviews. There's much more to follow if you choose to. All right. Oh, and share this course, of course. So we're all veterans. We all know veterans in our families. You're veterans. This is for you. This is for them. Upskill your network and let's build this community together. All right, so here we go. AI in smartphones. I need to move my head out of the way. There we go. Security with a smile. How do you unlock your phones or your mobile devices in most cases? Think about that, right? Using facial recognition to unlock the device is not new, but has improved over the years as AI has matured. All biometrics have improved with AI because of the increase in public availability of biometric data. Predictive text. We all interact with our phones using AI to predict what you want to say next or type next, and that speeds up your communication, right? We all know how autocorrect can do things, but predictive texting is also on your phone and you use it, every day. Voice assistants, so Siri and Alexa and Google Assistant. How do you think these AI tools help with tasks like setting reminders, sending messages, or searching the web using voice commands? Many times when you're in your car or truck or whatever it might be, right? You answer your phone with your voice. You tell it, hey, set a reminder for this. When texts come in, hey, you got a text from so-and-so. Do you want to respond? Yes or no? It's all voice commands, right? That's all backed up by AI. Many people already use voice to interact with multiple functions on their devices, but I assume we will reach wide population acceptance, right? More than just a third of the population, but more than a half, more than 2/3 of the population. Accept this behavior as soon as we humans view them as actual assistants, right? So it's really just about, do you feel weird talking to your phone, or do I do I feel weird talking to a camera right now? Feeling that it's an inanimate object is different than feeling that it's an assistant that is doing what you're asking it to do. That's kind of my point there. Photo improvements. How does AI enhance your photos? Some of the main ways are by automatically adjusting lighting, color, and focus to make them look better. We all have those functions and we have seen those functions. When you remove or reposition objects in your photos, this is a built-in function in some handsets now, or some phones now, It is AI that fills in the background by predicting the colors and patterns based on all the embedded data in the photo. AI in entertainment. Personalized recommendations. Streaming services like Netflix, YouTube, and Spotify use AI to recommend shows, videos, or songs based on what you've watched or listened to before, or what you prefer or recommend, right? So you're choosing what you like, or you're recommending it to others. You're talking to the platform, or you're engaging with the platform, I should say, and you are giving it data as you are choosing to watch something, as you are choosing to recommend something, as you are rating a show, 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. That is all engagement and data that it collects. Where was I? Or you prefer to recommend on your respective platforms. So yes, on each platform, they collect different data, but it's all similarly created and saved. So this is kind of the back-end user data analysis. How do streaming platforms track what you watch, how long you watch it, and what genres you like to refine their recommendations for you, for instance? One method that third-party data brokers use is consumer profile buying and selling. If you use the same personal email to register and access 3 or 4 or more entertainment platforms, your consumer profile connected to that email account consolidates all that data on your watch and listen data, or the behavior around your watching and listening behavior, and sells it to advertisers or uses it for its own marketing purposes. Assuming you signed their end user, your EULA, end user licensing agreement. It came to me at the last second there. End user licensing agreement. This is legal because you agreed to it. So that is how they track, for instance, if you use the same Google account or same Gmail account when you log into these systems, right? There's then a profile for, John123@gmail.com that says John123 watches a lot of action shows, and listens to a lot of rock music and has all that information about you. So it knows what that profile, what your consumer profile is, and can probably do predictions on your age, your gender, a lot of those things. So again, end user licensing agreement makes it legal for them, but you're the one volunteering all this information. Content discovery. AI helps you discover new content you might not have found on your own, creating a more enjoyable experience, right? So maybe I didn't know that I liked a certain kind of music, even though I like Metallica. Maybe that says, well, you might like this other band because they're in that same general hard rock or metal rock genre, right? But I never heard of this band. Maybe it's a newer band. I'm not a newer human on this planet, right? I'm middle-aged, so maybe it says I would enjoy that, and I try it, and sometimes it's correct. So that is a great use of that technology. How does it make this prediction? Maybe by matching your consumer profile that we just mentioned to similar ones in their collection of millions of consumer profiles. So there could be there could be 10,000 similar consumer profiles to John123@gmail.com. And they all listen to rock music of some kind, and they all like action movies, or they all like, slapstick comedy movies, right? So they collect all this data, and again, it's precisely why we get fed the same information or similar in content on these platforms, because we're telling them what we like, and that is a service, right? Most people enjoy it. Most people think it's valuable until you are advertised to repeatedly. Then sometimes it is not. AI and online shopping. All right. Product recommendations. Websites like Amazon use AI to suggest products based on your browsing history, your purchasing patterns, and even what others with similar interests as yours are buying. So maybe there's, like I said, 10,000 John123s in their data set that they've purchased, and they know that we all buy concert t-shirts, right? So they are now going to show me more concert t-shirts because that's what my profile matches, and probably my purchase history as well. Personalized shopping experience. So more about this. AI creates a more tailored shopping experience by remembering your preferences and offering discounts on items you've shown interest in. Right? So if I go and search Amazon for a laptop of some brand, it'll show me more laptops of that brand. It'll show me electronics. It'll show me keyboards. Right? It'll suggest other items if I'm interested in that type of laptop. Was it a person or an automation that reminded you that you left some unpurchased items in your cart? Right? Another example of online shopping. In the case of chatbots or direct messaging during shopping, it can address you by name, right? You've given it your name. If you've logged into the site and you've made many purchases at, store.com, whatever it is, and you have your own profile, because that's what they encourage you to do. They want you to provide your name and or email and purchasing behavior, basically, so they can address you as John123 or whatever it is. Where was I? It can address you by name, as I said, and it can respond to your questions or can push you to a human if you require it to or request it to, right? Chatbots are a big topic. This is just for online shopping, and this is just given as an example. Fraud detection, again, talking about online shopping. When was the last time you received an automated message that there is a suspicious behavior with one of your bank cards? Some fraud detection methods have been in place for years. However, with the aid of AI, they have improved. AI is also working behind the scenes to detect unusual activities like fraudulent purchases to protect your account using purchase pattern recognition, among other techniques that are being improved every day. So with all that, it's not just banks. It is many times any kind of purchasing type of vehicle that allows for pattern recognition and will provide that information. Banks are probably the ones that are most active in telling you when they suspect fraud, because they don't want that to happen on their account that they have with you, because that ends up costing them time and them money, and it is not attractive for them at all to have many of those happen each day. So they try to do their best to detect them so that you don't have to deal with them afterwards. You can deal with them before they happen or in the act of them happening, right? They can suspend certain purchases that they find suspicious. All right. AI in social media. Customized news feeds. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok use AI to show you content that they think you'll like, from posts or ads based on your interactions, likes, shares, comments, any kind of interaction you have with the platform. One side effect of this over time, however, if you kind of have seen this yourself, is your content sphere shrinks. So if you, a good example, if you are always liking sports teams and interact with sports personalities on a certain platform, that is going to be continually what is shown to you and what they offer you as, hey, you might like this since you like these other three professional basketball players, for instance. You may like these other ones. But again, it's a cycle, or it's a cyclical process of continuing to try to narrow down to what you exactly want to see at that moment. But what it does is it doesn't show me maybe there's plays that I want to go see. But if I don't click on any plays inside of that platform, it will take me away from plays, the content around plays, but it'll take me to whatever I keep clicking on. Right? So your sphere shrinks based on how you're interacting on that platform. And it may not reflect you as a full person, but it reflects your behavior on that platform. Ad targeting. How does AI analyze your browsing habits and personal interests to show you ads that are more relevant to you? Its reach into your personal interactions and behavior may be surprising, right? It goes all the way to any one of these numbers of things we've already talked about. Have you ever asked, for example, Alexa or Siri a question about some product you may want to purchase, and then the next day or within the next few days you see ads specifically for that product? So, do you think that's coincidence? It's not, right? It is the AI analyzing your behavior, analyzing what you've clicked on, and then presenting it back to you in another form on that same platform, most likely, right? And we all recognize that. It's not necessarily a terrible thing, but you have to recognize that it's happening. Content moderation. One highlight in this AI is everywhere theme that I've been speaking on is how AI helps detect and remove harmful or inappropriate content on social media platforms. How many human content moderators do you think Facebook or Google would need if they only used human moderators, not image recognition nor sentiment metrics? Tens of thousands a day, tens of thousands an hour to be moderating content if you're a human doing it. Image recognition is a big, very, very large expanding space in AI now, and models are being trained and retrained, and I can name probably 5 different image recognition specific tools now, as you probably could too. But sentiment metrics are a little bit different in that they measure the intent or the sentiment of posts or of sentences or paragraphs. So what type of words are you using, right? Are they hateful words? Are they divisive words? Are they aggressive words? Is your phrasing specific? Is all of these, there's many different clues that the models pick up on to then measure, is this a nice, is this a friendly post? Is this something meant to be harmful or, right? So there's keywords too, obviously, that many platforms basically don't allow for much speech at all on those specific words. And I'm not getting into those here, but sentiment is a broad spectrum of metrics. And what I'm speaking on here is just specifically on content and on these certain platforms, but there's a very large topic for sentiment metrics across other platforms, that we can go into in later content. Okay, so the transportation and navigation. So this one I think we all have been engaged with. Real-time traffic updates. So apps like Google Maps or Waze use AI to analyze traffic in real time, giving you the fastest routes and predicting your arrival times. This is a phenomenal feature. I use it all the time when driving around, especially if I have to get on a freeway here in Northern California, as I imagine some of you feel the same way if you're around a larger city. The real-time part of the statement gets back to a similar point we have made a few times: analysis and interpretation of real-time traffic volumes and patterns data. So it knows how many cars are on the highway that you're going to be traveling on within the time that you're there, based on it knows how many phones are there, right? How many people are how many phones are pinging, how many different people are interacting with things on that stretch of the highway right now. And it also analyzes and uses volumes of data that the time that you're going. So if I plan on being somewhere, tomorrow at 8 in the morning, it will take, tomorrow is this day of the week, and it's you're picking a specific hour or half an hour you plan to travel. Then it's going to say for every one of those same days of the week during the month of November, then this is what your traffic is likely to be like, and it uses that and the real-time data when you're about to leave, and then we'll say, okay, it should take you 30 minutes, it should take you 33 minutes. You can go this way and it'll save 5 or 6 minutes, right? Go up this way or go up that way. That's all what this does, and it takes the data, again, this terabytes and terabytes of data, and analyzes it and gives you that time. And usually it's within a few minutes, right? It adjusts if there's a sudden volume of traffic, and it'll tell you, oh, there's a delay. You're going to be in traffic for an extra 5 minutes or extra 10 minutes, right? We get that all the time driving through LA, right? We expect to be someplace by 4 in the afternoon, but we ran into a thing. You're going to be 20 minutes late, so now you're expected to be there at 4:20, right? Happens all the time. That's pure data. Estimated arrival times. So I spoke on this a little bit, AI calculates and updates your estimated time of arrival based on current traffic conditions and historic traffic patterns based on the same route at the same time of the day and the same day of the week and all of that, right? So it knows all those things and it takes it into account when it gives you your estimates. Self-driving cars. So we're just going to touch on this briefly. This is a very large topic, as you can imagine. The idea that AI is also being used to further develop self-driving vehicles with features like lane keeping and adaptive cruise control, is amazing, and it's a bit surprising. Some of these features are included in many cars today, but they extend the ability of a self-driving vehicle to be more accurate and safe while on the road with human drivers, right? And there's lots of studies, and human drivers are not as safe as self-driving vehicles, and so on and so on. But what I'm diving into here, just briefly, is the features that our cars use if you bought them in the last 5-6 years have cameras all the way around your car or your truck. And it knows what a lane divider is, right? Your broken yellow line, your broken white line, the solid white lines. It knows that is your lane you're supposed to stay in. So that's how it knows if you start fading into the lane. It'll either adjust for you. Some cars actually will adjust you to be back in the lane, or it will just beep and warn you, right? That's the same way it does it when it does the detection of your eyes and detection of your face. There's a camera shining on your face, and when you're falling asleep at the wheel, it'll then beep and try to wake you up, right? There are features like that in cars today. It's pretty incredible, and that topic is probably an hour or two discussion all by itself. But here, I just wanted to touch on some of those features for you all to think about. All right, summary time. AI is all about the data, right? So I've said it many times. All AI tools or applications are only as good as the data they were trained upon. We see new AI tools come to light each day, I think for the past 2 years, because they have each trained on very specific data to complete a very specific task. AI can do nothing without data, or it can do something very poorly if the data it's trained on is poor, if it's incomplete, if it is biased, right? AI could be biased if the data you provided is biased. If it's all people who just live in one state and you trained all your AI tool just on all the people in one state, it's not going to be as accurate for people in other states, right? If you're asking specific questions about that state or about behavior of people, it's going to say, oh, well, all the people that we've ever studied have all done this. And you can say, well, that doesn't apply to me at all. I live in Alaska. You trained everybody in Florida people. I have very little to do with the people that behave differently in Florida than behave in Alaska. But it's I guess my second point was about these specific kinds of tasks. So now they are going down 2-3 layers. ChatGPT is a simple back and forth conversational, and you can ask it questions. You can have it read a document for you and summarize a document or analyze a URL or something. But there are now tools that go very deep into taking your text prompt, for instance, and creating an animated GIF just from your text prompt. If that's what you want, right? If you specifically are producing animated GIFs all day long, you could do that 100 times faster if you use a specific tool to do it. That's driven by AI, right? That's one simple example, but there are many more that are coming to market every single day. AI is all about the apps. On its own, AI is just a fun and fascinating software project. How AI-powered apps utilize the extraordinary power of trained AI models make them much more useful to add value or reduce cost of tasks and searching that we all do every day. Searching, navigating, typing, communicating, right? Researching, all those things we have typically done as humans by hand, using the internet, as of 1994, But before that, we still had to do searching. We still drove cars. We still communicated. We still researched before the internet. But again, we're now at the next age of the information phenomenon that is happening to the human race. AI is all about the analysis. With each new version of AI models, they become more accurate, more detailed, more creative, etc. Right? More everything. Because with each version comes 100 or 1,000 times the volume of data it was able to analyze while training. So I think I touched on some numbers in the previous video. This is what I'm getting at, right? It's all about the analysis. If you are training something to specifically tell you what kind of bird this is when you capture a photo on your phone and your camera on your phone, it'll tell you, oh, that's a robin and there's so and so and blah 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 and all the data about a robin. An AI model had to be trained to recognize all these different species of birds, right? That's just an example off the top of my head. But you see how you can get very, very specific if you train it on very, very specific high volumes of data. AI is all about you. You don't have to be a data scientist or a prompt engineer to take advantage of groundbreaking AI features, and we've talked about many of them. The sooner you feel comfortable with experimenting with AI tools and interacting with them as if they were your assistants, not fragile pieces of technology, the faster you will discover how to best improve your life and career, right? That is the bottom line. We want to improve, use tools, use technology to improve our lives and improve our careers. You control how far AI can take you. And the final note here, we are preparing more videos. We do have members in the community building out specific content tools and demonstrations of how they're building automations. We're going to have more of that content, and everyone's welcome to provide their feedback. It's all about interaction in this community, and we love it. So, in closing, a quote from General James Mattis: "If we do not read, then we are focused, then we are forced." I'll start over. General James Mattis: "If we do not read, then we are forced to learn by experience," as I just did. All right, here we go. It is time to get it done. With that, thank you everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.